Well, hello and welcome back to the first video of 2026. This morning we are out at one of my favorite places here along the Ohio River, taking images of this lone tree that's sitting out here. You can see in the background you got just a beautiful sky. And what we're doing is we're using my 50 to 200, all right, and trying to isolate this particular tree, you know, shooting at f2.6, let's shoot 2.8. Can't even speak this morning, all right, but it's cold. It's a balmy 18 right now, and you can see here's the back of my screen. I am using live ND, or graduated ND, I should say, all right, trying to block out some of the sky. And what we're going to do while we're here, all right, is we are going to attempt to take a few images here, all right, and then we're going to talk about something I've seen on the internet quite a bit here lately, you know, that I think it needs to be talked about. Adam for First Man Photography just put out a video again where he talks about, you know, AI, you know, and what it's doing not only to his business, but just photography in general. You know, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to share my opinions. I mean, I think there's a lot of good, all right, and what Adam said. I agree with most of it, but I do want to make sure I share mine. Man, what a morning. Look at this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, it's nice to get out, you know, and finally capture a decent image. There, if I can get there we go, back of my camera again. All right, this is at 50 and 2.8. A lot of frost on the ground out here. You can see, all right, and the lines from the field, you can see the corner, whatever was here, you can see how it leads out towards the tree, which is really neat. So anyway, I'm going to take a couple images here, all right, and then we'll talk. So stay tuned. Some of the light looks like it's beginning to fade on me, but still a beautiful morning. All right, so in this shot here that I'm taking, I'm shooting sometimes underexposed, sometimes overexposed. It's just, you know, basically anywhere from a third of a stop to 3/4 of a stop. All right, we are by the road here, so we got some trucks and stuff going by. Yeah, sun looks like it's trying to peek through right over there. All right, hopefully you can see all that here, you know, on the camera. Yeah, which we'll see, but it's amazing when you play with the graduated neutral density filter that how you adjust it and how the sky will, you know, whatever's not blocked out, how it blocks it out. You know, and I'm using a excuse me, 6-stop medium grad this time. Normally I do a soft grad, but I figured I'd try something a little different today. See what I can get. But again, we're 2.8, ISO 200, all right, 50, 100, and 200. And again, the idea here is just to see how this lens does. I mean, I haven't used it a lot yet, All right, and I wanted to get out and try it, so I figured this was a good opportunity. First video of the year, and just see how it does. So now, anything that I've taken here, all right, if it turns out, we'll put it in right here for you to see it. Something I failed to mention is I'm actually out using a new video camera this morning. I sold off my Pocket 2 and picked up a Pocket 3, and we're using that this morning. First time I've used it. We're using my DJI mini mic, which is synced to it, just to see what we can get. Picked this up basically because everything I've read says it works better than the Pocket 2, and it's small, and it's a lot less obtrusive when you're out, especially traveling, all right, than, let's say, a GoPro is. Now, it's not waterproof like a GoPro, but, it certainly has its advantages. We're shooting in 4K this morning as well. Hopefully that turns out pretty well. Thought I'd give that a shot. 4K, 24 frames a second. Right now, I'm just sitting here waiting for the sun to appear above the trees. I want to try to get a shot, all right, or two, maybe build in a sun star or something, but you can see the light is flattening out as the sun comes up, no longer light and, that beautiful pink on the bottom of the clouds. Although behind us over here, which you can't see, you're seeing a little bit of that, but it's not a lot. And I can't believe I'm out here. It's 18 degrees. I got my coffee, but I don't have my damn gloves on. I'm not too bright, but what the heck. I think what I'll do here, just to see how this lens works and give it a little bit of a workout. All right, I'm gonna wait for the sun to come up some here, take a couple images, all right? And again, if any of it turns out, I'll pop it in here for you to see, all right? Then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move back up the road. Not too far from here is that old rusty truck. I think I'm gonna try the same thing with this camera, with this lens, just to see how it turns out, maybe at 100, 200, shooting that particular truck that's way off the road, just because I want to try it. So I think that'll be next. So again, we'll sit here, hopefully capture a sun star, and then move on up the road a little bit. All right, so we're here over by the truck. You can see it out here in the field. And what I was hoping for is the sun comes up behind me here to get some of that golden light on it. And you can see how it's moving down through the trees. Now the question will be, will we get any light on the truck or not? I don't know. All right, that's good. That's a tough one because there's also a lot of clouds out there. All right, and it is, potential to block all that off. It's hard to say at this point if it's going to make it all the way down into this little valley. So all we can do here is wait. All right. Again, I'm shooting at f2.8. Why today? I just wanted to see if maybe using this lens, since it is a 2.8, zooming in, what kind of blur I would get in the background, if any, from this kind of distance, shooting with micro four thirds. It's, never, until you test something and play with it a little bit, you really don't know what you're going to get. All right, so I haven't shot it enough yet to really know. I mean, here, you can see the back of my camera. I'm zoomed in. I'm not all the way at 200. I'm at about 100, 150. I'm 150. All right. And so you can see we're in pretty tight on it. And the light, if you look out here, see how the light's starting to fade in the trees? Means the sun's going into the clouds. Ha! I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that. Dang it. I was really looking forward to some golden light on that old rusty truck, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Well, let's zoom into 200 and see what we get. And again, always shoot with a 2-second delay. The 2-second delay, especially when you use a long lens like this, gives the camera a chance to stop shaking before it takes the image, which is always a positive. So I'll zoom back out here to 50. Which again, on this lens, in a full frame equivalent, 50 is actually 100. So it's a 100 to 400 full frame equivalent lens at f2.8. Yeah, dang it. See, look at the light. Yeah, well, didn't work out quite like what we wanted. So, all right, well, if anything I've taken here at least looks halfway decent, I'll throw it in here for you to see. All right, so here we have the 50 to 200. Again, you've seen the images, so you be the judge. Leave me some comments. What do you think? You know, anything I should have done differently? It'd be nice to know. All right, but we gave it a shot. So now let's talk a little bit about Adam and his comments. Some of the things that are going on out there talking about AI, and you know, Adam's always on the kick that the value of an image is continually being pushed to zero, and AI just accelerates it. And I don't disagree with him. I think, you know, today, especially when you look at what's going on out there, I mean, people are making entire YouTube videos using AI. I mean, folks, I'm using AI. I never thought I would, and now I am. You know, I find myself using ChatGPT and a few other things, you know, some of the AI features in Google, some of the AI features on Copilot. You know, it's there. There's not really anything we're going to be able to do about it, okay? It's there. Now, yeah, Adam's right. The value of an image, all right, on the open market just will continue to drive to zero because, you know, you can basically with AI create whatever you want. Right? And I don't disagree with that at all right? But my opinion on this hasn't really changed since the very first time I made a video about this, and I want to reiterate it. AI is out there, yeah, it's going to make, you know, it's going to hurt the business of photography. You know, something I always wanted to do was be a professional photographer. And today, I mean, other than doing what I'm doing here on YouTube, you know, it's really pretty hard to get established anything because there's just not a huge market anymore. All right, because AI create a lot, and you know, there's just not a lot of demand for it. Not a lot of demand for, you know, for images, and even workshops and things like that. They're starting to, you know, dry up some, you know, because it's expensive. People don't have money, you know, they don't want to go do things. I mean, you take a look at something like Adobe, you know, the monthly subscription, it's expensive. They raise their prices. Others are doing the same thing. I mean, there's no doubt that why would you get into all that stuff? You know, again, look at this. You know, this is a $3,700 lens, $2,300 camera. A lot of money. All right, to get into this, when all you got to do is just go online and say, hey, give me an image of X, and it'll create it. Now, is it going to look perfect? No. All right, but it gets better every day, and it's going to continue to get better. And there's no doubt about it. So now, what's the future of photography? My belief and why I have the channel set up the way I do, all right, is the future of photography in my mind is there are many people who are not going to want to just say, here, do this. They want the experience of creating, all right, of actually going out and enjoying the outdoors. You know, 18 degrees, no gloves because I left them sitting in the adventure Jeep, all right? But they're going to want to get out, all right, and actually experience the air, you know, and the frost on the ground, and the sun coming up, and the clouds like this morning blocking my opportunity for a beautiful golden light image. You know, but people are going to want to experience that. That's not going to go away. Now, is it going to be the masses? Probably not. But there's always going to be a market for it. You know, and in my channel, I mean, that's the whole point, is I'm sharing what it's like to just, you know, own some equipment, get up, get out, you know, and try to take some images and share the images. And I do it because I enjoy getting up and going out and doing it, you know, and I think others, including Adam, all right, because even he says it, I mean, that's really it. I mean, you just getting outside or wherever you want to be and taking that image, whatever it may be, whether it's an old rusty dilapidated truck, you know, a sunrise on a single tree out in the field, you know, or, you know, a picture of a Jeep, or, you know, taking street photography in, you know, Milan. You know, it doesn't really matter. People are going to want to continue to do that. So there's always going to be a market for this stuff. It's just, again, it's going to get a lot easier. The phone makes it easy, but it gets even easier now. You know, so is a gigantic market. It won't be, and I've said that a couple times. But it's, again, I think people will want the experience, you know, and the money that it costs will be secondary. I saw another video, and I can't remember the photographer. He doesn't, I don't even think he has 1,000 subscribers yet. Can't remember his name, I'm sorry. All right, but I mean, he was talking about, you know, in today's age, you know, we're all, you know, again, I just bought this lens, you know, $3,700. You know, we're all, you know, just focused on gear. We need the latest and greatest. And his argument was, take your $3,700 and spend it on a trip. Use the cameras and stuff you have, all right, and go out, you know, and just enjoy, use them. Do you enjoy the surroundings around you, wherever it may be? You know, and I've said that in many other videos as well. I mean, I absolutely agree with that too. You know, just, yeah, I've probably here spent a ton of money in the last, you know, 6-8 months, you know, buying some equipment, getting things ready. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because I'm getting ready to go into retirement, and I wanted to have everything I really wanted before, all right? So I didn't have to worry about it after. So that's just me. But, you know, could I have gotten by without this lens? The answer is yes. Do I have to have 2 of these cameras? No. You know, did I have to buy the, you know, the Pocket 3? No. But it's something I wanted. I thought if it would help me moving forward, so I wanted to, you know, buy it now. But in the long run, are those things necessary? The answer is no. All right, it's just a personal preference. For me, that's a personal preference. All right, so no matter how we look at it, all right, photography is always going to be here. All right, it is. It's just going to be different. It's not going to change. People will be out here trying to take images and enjoying it. And I don't care if they're 20 years old or they're 70 years old. That's not going to change. All right. Now, the volume may be different, but, you know, it's not going to change. So anyway, I've rambled enough. I don't want to continue to ramble. Just want to say thanks for coming along. Remember to subscribe. You know, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the future of photography and AI. Don't be afraid to throw that out there. All right. So anyway, thanks for coming to the first video of 2026. All right. And till we see you again, stay safe.